lomu morulya kade bang lungu kulgitra Darnell Wars Week Ministry of Health and Human Services magmura mas kita kade bang lungu relang tutaw.
Ako dulu kami dia sumalong tutaw amam sulang irubara langar kamamil alsil so nati al guk masu amel mikli belang MOI sa yelguk tetelela aurior bekal ada matmak kalgilela blur belau el press conference pero mo sa Lorenz rubak mabal sa rubak al matmok layel adu el Morenz el Marabuay el trok tirigel matmok layel rubak mabal pasterira ayero udongo ma information na lospe tel press conference ayero huya udars el trok tel blumamel blue belau logorgau amen.
So lang this was we ang lugo bilang speed ng pinagtial press conference na week. Matay katablo oil lomu laygal clone oil ng koroso sa tirgel tugubet sa kuk mungutiling artial balur belaw. Ako ta koroso sa lugo maraklay marubugul belaw. Direkkel bilong ma ebir raklay mar maasil belaw. Direkkel susa mora president ra senate maruguil senators mora speaker house of delegate maruguil delegates mora chief justice maruguil justices rabalur belaw. Direkkel mora governors mar legislators raigal 16 state rabalur belaw. Engisel tugubet sel susa ungil tutaw amora other belaw rogui ngara alsel maikrel lugok sabi illo mese o reng sertial press conference rigid obang gede ngartial press conference ang ngarngia minister obiang direct ngarngia acting minister of justice director elobot direct ngarngi omtera ministry of state Eunice Aguiwo direct ngarngia chief of staff for president direct ngarngia Ariter, niya direkal tuwa para Ministry of Health and Human Services, ma Darnell Wars Week direkal tuwa para Ministry of Health. Kamiwa adra medial ngartiya malungil total mermiu ngarngia terul magagrel deal ngarngia summer ma direkal Laurel tirgang Orioral Mora Island Times yang artial lobang gedrel al tutaw malungil total mermiu rokui. Direkal adar belaw suadal laway salwasya tangakal president rigid surang whips junior diak lo bangedre al time lang arnya igel maklo londib ma meeting ang aray krel belaw attend ringi lom terabal wadar belaw makadawal ngitak lang al tangat rin moringi manglungu direct lo banggel molmo tersel return el merabal belaw so ade Minister Obiang direct momo urtial press conference rigid tangarngiar adal lobang gedal ngartiang el sawada lomo el mastiri ratte al malwara mo munga guk introducer tir boldunga bebir raurior al tira guk ngara al sela belur belaw al marul tirgang adom gadong urtil wasing the Pacific Partnership 2025 edi guay sa wirak pastiri ratte al tirgang bekrak ito may sel merabel belaw alguk me provide bek patengela support el merabel water belaw to me provide ang surat ko era grul madirect lolang surat ko era education matagora law enforcement travel belaw maktingul mo risaygi de margoy bay ngwate al mastrir matukok mo sese il gidel tial press conference rigid ma CDR Chonako, I would like to have you introduce yourself and your team here for the Palauan people. And also, if I may ask that you explain the engagements that you're doing here in Palau and the work you will be doing for the next couple of days. especially as a Minister of Health and Human Services, I would like to hear from you also the kind of work that you will be providing in terms of provision of medical and healthcare services in Palau while you're here. So please,
Absolutely.
the mic is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. Thank you, leaders, chiefs of Palau. We are so honored to be here, and we very much appreciate the invitation to come and share with you the word of Pacific Partnership. It's definitely an honor to be returning. Pacific Partnership has been to Palau now 6 times in its 21 years. We have been here just a few days, and the welcome has been incredible and warm, and we're so excited to be reconnecting with the community and our friends here. I've been learning a little bit about the traditions of Palau, and I learned yesterday about the story of the breadfruit tree, and it struck me because from how I understand it, right, there was the story of the god that gave himself to plant the breadfruit tree, and that breadfruit tree went on to sustain and nurture generations of people. And I felt like that there was a parallel with Pacific Partnership, very similar for us. Our doctors and engineers, medical personnel in our partner nations all give of themselves when we're here, their time and their skills, with the hopes of planting the seeds of something that will sustain generations to come and enhance the health and well-being of our friends here in Palau. So thank you again for inviting us here, and we're really happy to be here. Pacific Partnership is the U.S. Navy's largest multinational multi-agency mission. Like I mentioned before, this is the 21st iteration. We began way back in 2006 in the aftermath of the Boxing Day tsunami. The United States is a Pacific nation, and we share much of the same concerns and challenges with many of our friends and partners in the Pacific. And with that tsunami, we realized that there was a lot that could be done to prepare for disasters and general health initiatives. So when Pacific Partnership began in 2006, we've returned every year to many nations across the Pacific, and our partners across the world as well have joined us. This year we return with 8 partner nations, including Australia, the UK, Germany, Singapore, Canada, just to name a few. And over the years, this has really grown into something special that I think a lot of people have grown to appreciate and realize the long-term impacts of maintaining our friendships here in the Pacific, and especially with the nation of Palau. With me is the rest of my team. I'm Commander Crystal Chinako. I'm the Director for Medical Operations for Pacific Partnership 25. I also happen to be a nurse. So I've been working as a healthcare professional for almost 20 years now, and it's been a great honor to return with Pacific Partnership. I was part of the team in 2022 that came with Pacific Partnership to Palau, and it's wonderful to come back. With me is Commander Dawn Callahan. She's a family practice physician and the medical lead planner for Palau. And Lieutenant Tolley is our medical operations planner from Australia, and is also part of our team here in Palau. We represent a much larger team. We're here just to lay the groundwork and finalize plans with your community, and we really appreciate the support of your leaders and government in welcoming us and helping build a good program. Pacific Partnership will begin on the 22nd of September with the arrival of the USS John L. Canley and the rest of our mission body, and will continue until October 6th. And I'm going to pass the mic over to Dr. Callahan so that she can talk more about that medical provision of care and all of some of the events that we have in the works for the period of Pacific Partnership.
I just wanted to echo what Commander Chinako said. Thank you so much. This is my second time in Palau. I was here in January meeting a lot of the leadership here, and we have just been met with such enthusiasm, smiles, and just open hands, open hearts, and so we really appreciate this opportunity. Like Commander Chinako said, we're bringing a big team, the medical line of effort. We have about 120 personnel from many nations coming, and this is very much meant to be bidirectional. We learn just as much, if not more, from our host nation counterparts than I think we instill, and so for us, it's a very meaningful experience. To highlight a few areas, we will be working really all over. One of our major efforts, and most of our personnel will be working at Palau National Hospital. We'll be bringing doctors, nurses, dentists, midwives, lab officers, pharmacists to be really focusing on our side-by-side care. And the reason for that is really to build capacity and longevity and bi-directional knowledge exchange. Some of the more formalized things that we also have planned include some of our training opportunities. So we will be performing 3 major WHO courses to include the Essential Newborn Care course, Helping Mothers Survive course, and the Basic Emergency Care course in conjunction with the Australian Emergency Medicine Academy. So those are very exciting opportunities to have more formalized training. We also will be extending a lot of our personnel to the community health clinics as well, since we know some of those populations are harder to have access to care in the core area. So we do intend to push some of our dental services, optometry services, and audiology services, as well as primary care to the Northwest, East, and Palau community health clinics while we're here. We have a team of amazing public health and environmental health officers as well. We've already connected with the communicable disease unit, and we'll be really engaging with a lot of the wonderful things that they have going on, including the night markets and a lot of the night clinics that they have, partnering with the CDU as well as the CAT team. So we do have very exciting opportunities there. I think some of the planners from the team here will be even starting that this Friday night to plug into that night market. We have a veterinary team as well coming, and they are planning engagements with Mayfi as well as the Karor State Animal Shelter and the PAWS NGO. We have a mental health team working with the Red Cross to do psychological first aid and get plugged into some of the schools looking at addiction and things in the youth. We have an emergency management team that's partnering with the disaster management team as well to look at some of the aviation things going on up at the hospital, or sorry, at the airport, but also from a medical side, looking at patient movement, medevac, and the kind of the packaging and preparation for any sort of patient movement, either inter-island or off-island, and utilizing some of the resources that the hospital has but may not feel as comfortable with, including portable ventilators, to make sure everyone is prepared for any sort of patient movement, whether natural disaster. And then the last but not least, and before I hand it over to Lieutenant Tolley, is our community health engagements. And those are going to be very forward-facing for the community, doing health education, health screenings. And so we have 2 large ones planned, which I'll hand it over to Lieutenant Tolley to talk about, but we're very excited about partnering with a lot of your organizations, NGOs here, and team members to continue and to promote all of the great things that your staff is already doing, and then just adding our Pacific Partnership flair to it. So I'll hand it over to Lieutenant Tolley.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, sir, ladies and gentlemen. Very excited to be here, and just echoing off of Lieutenant Commander Callahan. So the purpose of our community health engagements is really to promote and provide accessible health screening services, education, and to work alongside within the community. We've got 2 planned. Our first one will be to the wider Koro community, and that will be on Thursday, the 25th of September. And then a little later, we'll have a 2-day CHE on Palau Island, which will be on the 29th and the 30th. It's amazing, some of the participants already that we have planned to work with. We'll have our medical personnel, also the Pacific Partnership Band. We'll have Peace Winds there, the Mobile Mammogram Band, community health clinics, public health emergency program, CDU, hopefully some local vendors as well. So it's a big, very family-friendly event and affair with free screening, dental, optical, audiology, as well as SDIs, blood pressure, and our health education topics as well to help, I guess, boost local health education and confidence in the community and fill some of the gaps that we might see as well.
If I may ask, I think you've mentioned it, but I didn't quite get it. The screening, the dates
Yes.
and time and place for the screening. Can you please give us some information on that so the people in the community will be able to know when and where to go?
So Thursday, the 25th of September, we're looking at doing it starting at midday into the evening, about 7 p.m. Location is yet to be decided, but as soon as we find that out and can set that in stone, we'll distribute that information. So the screenings will be optical, so looking at sunglasses and distribution of glasses as well, and some basic screening there. We've got dental, and we're looking at a space for audiology. And then our communicable disease unit that we're partnering alongside will do STI testing, blood pressure, and looking at other NCDs.
Okay. So there you go. Media people, do you have any questions for them?
Cover or just build partnership as well. Yeah.
The klotel di magtaklil morar atrapelaw lo ren salwase segin at temel ang clinic screening walang mukperngi legal medical team ra Pacific Partnership moringi Thursday September 25 and the date bomeng apasyo adir bol sigi el almut el mawai sa mo announce ngi real time so CDR Junako, we understand that you have another engagement a little after this press conference, but now that you've explained everything to us, to the Palau people who are listening, it's okay if you're free to go to your next appointment. Yeah.
Thank you to all of you for giving us the opportunity to share this with you. We'll look forward to sharing more of the details as they finalize over the next week, and make sure that all the citizens and people of Palau are able to know when and where to find us.
Yeah. So on behalf of President Whips, the people of Palau, and the government of Palau, we thank you very much for this assistance and support that you're providing every year to the Palauan people. It's the service that you provide is a supplement what we at the Ministry of Health and Human Services do every day for our Palauan people. So again, truly appreciate it. Thank you. Adilungil Ministro Obiang iba idolmol mal katwara milsa at koira auguru legal clinic may idolmol ngara Ministry of Health and Human Services. Always ubangedal ngartiang direk administrator Darnell Worswick magulingit tringi mal direk al gukmo maskita update ra bebir raureor ra hospital may guk bebir announcement al guksual guk kabong administrator.
Malumit tutaw memsulang Vice Presidenta, memsulang Calado Lorenza, di masukan mutate ale uay suasea den wargidra hospital. Milrur Eli, Manglamuri Rogul, direct line, my extension and little mal. Madora Sulia Adrablun Malmle Maclorangri Mingil. Manglamos Modon Igel Dingwara PD direct line, directly ma Igel baby direct line. Direct Ramal di Teddy Ulaklat ke ongit el mora Rebekal Adel Mira Hospital. El wase also mang Igel disability parking ergith. Amor tirigel disabled del ngaringi ababil ngir permit certi malsukum kawa ospe tial ngeswa doktangal el mormul ababil ngede dangas tiger gidmal sa amil lo aram limium sel open park lagi di mo ngaroiler kamiu ding seguida agora digul ngitringil mora bualang kada batokal masisi abadangeth bulol di mi oltit ay gal parking and are disabled patient sama dokadi ga uklat kan. Excuse me. Tibo ko ay sa baby ay gal tukura project hospital gukmla magatmok maigel mo up ka migel maralmel construction project. Ko ay sa sel nurse station gidra operating room amla momrek improvement ringi ya wumergid mlamomrek about 96% makadamle move in el most pera awum el atte din mga tiutra dishwasher inya momrek that project obera opidir elang sel OMC sibera momes la sem na improve sel medical record the window gid Tiamok teringi ya dire al mohel pel kuk establish a privacy ra smer se langar amado longo dura adluriol gire la babelngir. Ayel meralmel project maktim OI seleng akuk mo nga urior lama maori makadadi mo kargik kalmu iwasan ensure safety. Tamo mga tiuta street light maliwek ra hospital gid. Mangmamaloms mangmobiotra bekal adal nga ospera maoril el visible direct nga ni aurior mo omuol gire la solar panel la hospital direct nga ni aurior ra adwel mo omuol gire la repair ra adwet direct nga ni aurior mo improve igel asmaredra hospital mo proper sim watora fire exit ma emergency mo dekal alses ra padlock magigida baby ra maral melurior ti gulngit ra kalorang ra adra blue marsmer do tangal al kaingasel el mesayagida el kat maklablit magukal improve ra hospital gida little bit ti yagida ukora bokshere el ange o mamsula ti alla
Administrator mekuk mo walgi yung ngunsang riter udoy ngay gidi ako ko ngara ra emergency health rigid sel kurang aringi ay kurang kay sa rung to rarak ta mga rangklel ngay gidi ako komte rigid walo ro tay gidi lobis rigid ma please riter ang lago ngari announcement daw
sila yung presidente Mag-sabi agad ako mo nganya teli lo next press conference na tutaw. Pamlam dingi dakal mo tingali atra news. Sera late last month endra August President Tamle signer sele proclamation number 25-401 mantra September National Preparedness Month. Healthcare Coalition naging dakalawel 3 Chairperson na rin Wyman Tuwai, Executive Director ANEMO, National Emergency Management Office, under Office Vice President. Vice Chairman Mama Eileen Miguel, el top of the Ministry of Education. Sera August 29, itil ko ra talk show lo banggela Jennifer Sungyama, ikoramle all tagil tingil awreo el al September el gimoru el gora promote preparedness kada madangil wasay selu eral happen na emergency el ubang kataw tadi wangire del mga tmoklargi del sumakli de sel ledub kada kaltmokla diklagar rapid kal time tel nombre kal week ang malmebto ka ko activities el الجمهور للوبنتري healthcare coalition partners Red Cross am laringa workshop luru laringil gira la anticipatory action sel gora wase qadamat muqri del gira la emergency gira del gora am la start lomda sura tingila udo del wase sel ladub en ngarige udo del sebe del uspe al mangat mok laigel al gora immediate maigel long term al result tra disaster Ndira kalularingi first aid and CPR training kimuru laringi more our teachers Ministry of Education term lomari kal weekend Ndira kal outreach moray kal state sa gimulmu lara kasus lara ayray malmasawla ka pernor material adra ayray no sa baril mera community center agi da magimno dong okli at atu kapsengер ilang agi mora Koror State Assembly Hall Koror State Ako kapsengger aklugo ko lang yawa lurio re Vice President tagimor ngatpang ya Friday agi mora ablilio meeting ra ablilio ra kapsengger Friday agi el mutel kairil mer orior Sabado maselgi mora lagi dal community outreach ngaringi ako ra topic gim ko represent el morar adara blue el gora adom daswing el al time ngire dal gora matmuk lgi del girel ngaringi adara nemo oktob del mesada igel state disaster plans emergency plans education na share igel school emergency plans el ngaringi ra schools el al time direct al adara environmental health atov del mesada igel vector borne disease el tokuni dengue malepto el ngaringi igel sirgidar el al time kuk obviously gidra emergency health segi del top daringia kada misadra bird flu malubeng H5N1 segi da dire kalkura tararak del al time ngira dal namo start lom das uringi dire kal ngaringa presentation el gira la kura cyber security mdagi expert cyber security ding wal qadi basic al information al more adra blu el gira la cyber melal tutaw nga kamot libels modisel presentation al kamamal gira la H5N1 malubeng bird flu sel obra guru leng ako rangar mulas o kasmera influenza flu taretra ding ngaringa igel taretra mora may gel guk ngara arm elang amom sa der sigidel influenza A el guk H5N1 sel dong raigal armals web birds may gigidel agora the bar elang outbreak el ngara merigel lang langaring il mora gigidel garbo So igel dairy farms, rablu ramrigel, lamla experience sa cases. Seraw alela 2000 ng ngoram loklo at koil wasay next el pandemic o muulara bird flu. Mang say gidel time kaming at mo karigidel girela bird flu mang larngia avian influenza response team el tiwab na niya task force el tub makadora ulurel girela bird flu. Kaduluran kina bird flu and then yung mo 2008 yung swine flu luklul mo rababi sa gidal H1N1 kami lamal din kami kakaray man sa remember H1N1 hindi sa gidal ako kumlewan ra pandemic direk kalmlungan nga umray ra other hospital at tilob dal momrus ra atarablu direk kamlo to karsme ra H1N1 sa babi am leul sa gidal ra Elang yung kumamari ka H1N1, swine flu, yung kuduk maralme, yung COVID. Makuduk mamasang ara COVID al telara. Hindi, kaya gidal time, sa gidal 1997 may elang, ya bird flu, adir ka marara blul adarogir. Hindi akalsal bato kal cases, hindi ngaringi, hindi malmol ngaringi. Hindi ul maila kaduk malmut al mamasa adaringi, muwal blalbol ngaringi rabulur amrigel, direk ngaringi adal mlamat. Tial rakta sel labora mal malubing agidel birds ang mortality rate or fatality within 48 hours sa adal arm al mosme eringia 90 to 100% chance tiramat mosme eralmat ako sel dunguraat tirigel mla mosme tirakta 50% chance tira eta mosme eralmat elang waldir ko alel mangdir moyu lara arm ligay gidel birds ay gidel wamal kamadbar may gidel garbo mo infected seloy ulil moraat eng dirak bol nga ring sel te alela adaloy ulil moraat mangwal dirga ka po dosa der segi del wasay umla mornya transmission ra human to human men dira kalwan ra criteria gire la pandemic mga gimo ngale lirira adra blu ase el altai with the start lo rio el girel segi del tongot mok lergi so mga nga arme malmal nga adar bela nga ra yel klait mal ga also ma kamura klait mal ge obetu arme malmal ge please sel morut ringi la la aklov sir kaw ay get role preventive measures el de silubra temela covid ay get wa muspe a mask muspe a gloves muspe a goggles leyagi dia ulang sab ila raktel mo mas al murakawal sumong smera armem e kamo merut arngi e merut yang arem merut aisnge mang madam en sab ngaringa tele mel musmer tegi der rakta mang ngadira kalwa tingartiang al wase yang mlamu arngi ya cases ra H5N1 ra bluram rigel kadangal tangat teleng dirga kal bol ngaringi belaw hindi kadam dengel wase. If you recall recently, ang kuram lo diya kangais, malmlo kasyo kalangais rablul other rogir. E direct kaltay del bird flu at attribute ringin mo rin kay del ngal sa sangais. Silang labito kal mal kalom ablul makawadar tir malubit tamlos me el madra H5N1. Mamlong usong sangais silang lo diya kangais because of tayi del bird flu. Still ang hindi kami laral lagi madangel wasay ngani adal kadam lamo ngani project rigi del ngani obli low mal produce titir produce ngais makada di wasay di bom kargik asuma arme mal ka mosmer ka marut ngi mosmer symptoms ringa diwa symptoms ra tretra kamo makayal mo o maring la omberkole mem okluk le maralang artem dira kalmo bakar da al sulamdam one ragegi del wase kada pink eye malubang conjunctivitis segi dia one ra major symptoms tegi del H5N1 kadangal tangat tele el alta me hospital regi da ngaringi ya Tamiflu segi dia wal ko rabru karul or prophylaxis ra tegi del rakta H5N1 al sum ko marang al wase kam langar nga smer el arme me rirti omtas balwasti kal amlo smerngi eng mal critical la segi del within 48 hours se mutakang al mer hospital en sabari lu segi del karan ngul maskaw sel kara dia kal tamalaw al sukuman dia kam maral smer nding bay girem al protected mga alsum kada suspect al wasi kasmer ngi la tapos kaw serkar rado ngi la result terkaw al wasi moto dala maybe 2-3 days later al wasi o kamaral smer tiang esay dal timing kamla mo too late so please dita kay nga se well lomri da sel wasi di bo da kargik la sel do arm dongot mo klab da nge the practice ay gigit preventive measures malaka po da se ray gigit el baby rarakta kumsulang
Kumsulang refer ang informational moral rablo tirgal terol Laureora Ministry of Health and Human Services sa direkal ngaringi appointment tertira baby ra meeting tertira laboringi ra self almarek mal suko mangaringi karmi wara adra medial mortire direkal pas kami atte alamam ku mera karmiu adang ngaringi ako ra somiu tiungil okay maday administrator kau mariter ang ako sa bamiul excused egi mol mara press conference me katawara dir ngara Ministry of Health ma ale di gu ay sa igagidal bebir aungil ay sa kita tial partnership kita matial hospital ra Taiwan el Singong Hospital el al September ma October yang ngaringiar malbatok el specialist el ngara Singong Hospital guk mekmer dra belur belaw emel mertial hospital gi de molangse ol girela lomes other belaw mansawakal direkal hospital te ale mo anawon sa ikal schedule tir matirgayid el specialist ra omro lilme imbol sabir other belaw el sorir en sabir el mora hospital mo matirgayid el specialist mangaringingel guk nephrologist tirga nga guk toktang ra specialist ra gidni ngamler belaw sira Augustori ngartial mo umregre el alsil sa September 10 Mangar sa ospital lo mesra beklaadal tiri akuk medumra OPD saurir lo mesra specialist gaygidi akuk le temel nga balur belaw. El al September 10 ngia el al sils al molmo tra September 20 turoy el klapsay. En ngia akuk nga ortho surgeon nga akuk toktang ra iyois surgeon ra iyois adrabot ka nga akuk may matirgel tiri akuk soril adrabelaw al guk momes rangay gidel toktang maldi free al medu mara oppidira hospital guk mosabiir el momsang el asel guk September 24 al molmo tra October 2 en ngarnyar terul toktang al may nga plastic surgeon maimo nga cardiologist ang guk toktang ra heart tirgay guk terung al guk may mata ay gay gidel medel ngara yang lakra tal Sunday etang artial hospital gidel lo mesra ngidil adra blur belaw al guk soril me dumra hospital mo mesra tirgay gidel specialist engel ulbong la guk pulmonologist nga guk toktang ra lungs nguk mera September 27 yang artiang al molmo tra October 1st direct temel di ngara hospital gid matirgel kuk adrabelaw al kuk kurang arngia problem ertir rat koera langs ertir mangra akuk me sabiir el medumra hospital mara OPD mornya te elir el momsang gid el toktang magida mrenga sulela akum daswa igang Minister Obiang ultuir sel lungil del wil rablur belaw ma ablura Taiwan etiay gidel hospital asingong tiay gidi ablo el dol sender patients gidel mora asingong hospital malmutal baby hospital Taiwan and dit tiay gidel hospital ablo el di sender protocol specialist tir al memet kuk walang seorgid rati albalur belaw atiang aldum ay gidi ablo el ngarngi ang mer adra media suadar adrabelaw adil ngartial blue el estirar specialist mal sukumen sabiil ding artiang treated igel warar tir mal ubeng isur tir yang malungil mendiaga bol necessary guk ta sender tir al mora ay krel belaw of course kada matingel waseng guk ma incur al mutal mal klol expense al mergit makada teos pertial te al o ay say gigit mo subira adrabelu mo matang schedule sabiil guk mera hospital mo uspe ay gigit service ay gigit Gamiul bekla ada kuk kora ay sa Mlara Ministry of Health and Human Services al kuk ngutial te al ngumsa nga Minister Obiang makuk lang rin ako raswal report ringi update ringi kuk pol baskit atay Minister
Sulara ate ale Vice President malungil tutaw le korkauma arbeklat hindi ide Vice President matangil waseng ani nga maklo construction malubeng uriol marail real all time tarang maklo sa bedel masalurior audior di dara minatobasi el namula urelel mandak pokusaw da di tera audior akti imo odulia Aminatova sima ay gelurior arair ay gal state el marair el al time eolingitak lo rengara abuay a public el tira ado uspe ay garail omrolet el wase bolsebele bodol tira kertirgel adel el tira a in charge ra traffic ay gagidel basyo al sugumang tamnader siya sign el waseng girem el mostobe kukleng omisin del timer el angin dimoan el lena bodo spering gali segidel kuk teleta el elak molea adeng menghita adablal sisbersel vital te alal maral me gaw mo siuklira balngel actually tiangaling ngaring serario ra airport seldi paserte abla pulis en telemal mang maral aureo ringirela sel morail ngar airport morail seral mobdula civic camp ega len rakawa blalgat makli makamara sel di bertakla al len sel ku ngara sibi kampe mola mei ega mara sel smental sel no mede el sebel sei bringi egi da odor sel klena ngaringa clol accidental como dingel wasam ne happen ser adam ne trail tega chances tial smental eu siu clear oncoming traffic ma se maldige gadep om soro akum da suende hangra letamalira amlim maka kadolingit telwa sela kam tega chance al sum kamaral betul sibi ela kam tega chance sel kuk smentrail ku chloride ingel ngara sibi maral me pomorail sel bertakle maldige gadep di sodal ulga damal goiganga avoid al mutal maklul accident matal melelam lain tamale abdingira adara seguir el seccionar dire el so de vaiselo asendi y mere del time gung auror el mo oriper malube mo mal arab esel aswar tertial rail centur airport te kamliwek tertial ra parking lot ma alsela parking lot tamsel matala terminal ma esel lighting system mu laurelel kadam dangel wasar adal mor airport tamol siwek la tamor omrail kadam mo malasam el uror sella katemela skogi dil boringi or udol uror dire gal boda sebel ngaringa aklore ngargi de margonge ederang strira adra uror el tira kukmo director traffic mal ubet marura uror agegidal el vacío alaste vaise me y ahora de amal gange stering ir auror ending kategal milsasel el sesión ra house será alola era budget ra dur reading kada marenga sule la speaker ma adra house ahmed ngel waseng ara senator lang magre mering laurelel magre direkal merenga sulira a presidente ra senate maguk senator sel tira ouro ringire lang endi akora malmlo smi arungo ora urele tel baset temergong asali gra delige terang longa aula maklat karanga kalwasing dakal saludo deng merula uror kada chance strategy git yang merula uror makak akmal ko gelo bangel dire kalau maklat keringal tang ngara alsela ulolel mangla ada akan salungil dong indik tiregal betigarong koringi mak muringil wasing ak tiregal wasing di biregal momes ra strategy kau ya bilasal mengaringi angaringi ang lemra alsel hindi ngwa lido para rukrel ang mang tiregal mesa strategy kau altang suka ora awngil lorele merel almaral mo masaulo magidi kau klat y seguide como sulang vice presidente
sulang minister obia direct lo bangeda abuk director elobta kita matingel was minister of justice direct di busa Palau rula arnya urior rakabalment long mo pringi mangay gidel director mangay gidi awal acting ministry of justice renal sales bakuk mo ate al ngumsang bakuk sa sumangarnya ko raswal acte trigit el bong director
Sulang Vice President, adi wala bruti lang ba Bureau of Public Safety. Last May adi this chairman, we assumed to say yang ko tang nganya checkpoint ra Asal dia morning yang punya sengrat area lo. Madre kalau lomda samudru ni rakapat lo. Nak tiom kata ada berapa? Sumlah ekspara mimi mengambil say vehicle registration or your public safety, register am nimiu. Ko bay mo harap to ka catch o mopte mo laba expire mlay. Bay ngilaw el expire ngam limin mem register. Direkal sales ngum ko mo tram lay. Ko mo tram dan mo traat. Ko make sure ko mo bill of sale ng mal merap a vehicle registration. Inya mo sub register sel mlan la mo orar. Direkal el albuira 17 October nga niya registration ram lara ngayon moto da list tigil admin vehicle registration mo madiregal adra finance mo alekta although da blura tiagi dele ngayon aktiregalom salyum klatra boy la say so mga niya problem lagi neighborhood mga ngi goal rap kaya police sem report magim sabamal law kamin magim document te gibom after gigi the problem di mga blu mo sao di al sabamal mo check gigi the kung problem nga sila gigi blad eriam kiringi kom report gidil ngarang drugs, klawad, al-adal mo kundiblim maklo arod report. O di marabulu mo sa atin, di akan motnok palakang report may. Sige di only di tarolel mo so aman bari respond mo ray gigidil complain nga ni. Hindi gigide vice president tawag sa alo ay se.
Mal sauli ke direktor kuk igal update ra Ministry ra Justice to kunit ya lurior kawa ngarngira blila public safety. Me ngarnya direktor ngartiang lobengge tenggang ayunis agiwo nga kukom teera Ministry ra State di Aktiduli ang klele alborngia selborngia question yang tele al so mangarnia ko rakarmi ulmorngi please to so me digo ay salwase kami utialome serang andinga kama minister obi ang artiang le agulu ay sara wale le wase president rigid ang arsel pif ngi ang arngira balura Solomon Island real all time Enggal President Midrael, bebirar minister sa Ulabanggel, mga ringa minister Olgri, minister Justice, direct minister Mutul, minister Aitaro, minister Victor, tirgal tewal minister sa Ulabanggel President, aradal amoger, luwaseng ramang malklo, togol minister sa Ulabanggel President, Lortial PIF, mensuakal diyo ay sa luwasay Ablur Belaw, amo hostra PIF, ra next year. Tial belur belaw tirgang ablolo banggela president leng selbo the hostra tial tokoy ra next year tiang amal klol tokoy le leadership ra tial Pacific region amekkel di bra belur belaw. Panggiril mo ng esolay kuk ada do ay gel talbil marogoy basel lameng mo sabiil loriol rogoy al mga tmok palgiril tiay gidal klol al banglela belur belaw al boda actually albang lela Pacific ligidra belur belaw amo hostringi makti swakal di announcer segid marbeklada mo madangi so lai sel do mesra time ngora malungila temed akmed al mlamo ngaratal sigang al dangartial press conference mong malungila time el akpay ngutial loy wilil mergami war adra medial ngartiang malgora ngaringi akuk so miul loger please guk moger ramam pol sa mam layel kurbabal sa bam el kuk kenzir gamiwe adang angel please sel moger ager ngwa may galoger dir kawe ng mosob el mga itial grim adang gabong summer
May kitaro ko may tutaw at nga Vice President Ulo. Yung girel egal besel MRI sila hospital from other chapel. Are they being used and are there technical technicians that can operate it.
Malong nila rin. So lagot yes sa MRI gida orior. So akal kami matangel wase ikal MRI masina kot talmering la aral. Kita malangal tangat le ngoyak tialungil dal wheeler gida mablura siyaban. Lo sabiil donate ikal MRI mertial hospital gid mga orior malklowal kat makli mertial hospital gid. Lengul tuy ray gay gidal X-ray mga ra MRI yang mo sabi artok tangar gidal direct mo ngil diagnose wasay nga ra gorar ter mal mental malela matanged ay gay gid ya direct lo spell wisal tesem dal mora ay gal hospital ngia ngarnya partnership ngi matial hospital gid yang sabi el gay nga se margoy ngarnya igel decision al girela to era referral longat mokla mal umal sukum sabi ela atal ding artiang patient tal ding artiang en treatment tamoringi yang mo ay say so ay gay gid ya mo ay say ngo reor el all time mal Kloal kat maklir atial hospital gide ngakakmlangir rakri malubeng o say gide okay.
Yes, thank you. That's all from me.
Kabong Laurel ngarinya karim kundi ungil besule okay. Kami akpay malolingit kami ulong artial at remedial wasembay kami ang mobile oil mertiang ngora mal smuda ro wil to selbe bilin en go para mongo ta atmosphere gide tio setting level di so kung why say gide minister obiang kau ma director elo ma chief of staff gidal ang araw bong artial press conference gide malway say of course ang aring isel oil para ulubong al tangil tial press conference tirgel tire akuk silser tire el sils mang el September 10 etangarngi R6 el adal orior tial government gid el kuk tanjo birtir mansuakal momat sangclear ngarngi Priscilla Capileo gang akuk orior food service program ngarngi nga director kamamara Ministry of Health and Human Services gang director Claret Matalab direct ngarngi Stalon Obagrayrur gang akuk ngarap Palau High School ngarngi Gwendolyn Paul tirga gang nurse ra hospital direct ngarngi Maria P gang direct nurse ra hospital engel ulbong la Leila West gang orior sil BHSA health finance budget and finance nga direct tuwa para business administration tirgal soal mutial teal mo tera president Travelao mutial executive branch mal mo umreng raw ngil tanjobi al mawngil sils al mortirgay gid al guktelo al maladal tir orior ra elementary gid ngil sils tir lang alway say gide kadam Arcel ulbong alamang yagide minister obiang akura soakal di tungil mo kura part ra program ra gid as a guk minister Rahel en soakal guk cosper tial teal solay di mokmul duli kay dal tokoy kloa tokoy ra issue ra tokoy ra makitel gar ra balur belaw manggagida direktor rablila bulis la mga adu wasya sugo mangarngyar adrablu ngarger mager guk ngarngia kurareng sa malwes el report el morablila bulis bol sa il guk arbulis guk pol katmok laigel urerir esa minister Health and Human Services ang guk so mamal direct ngarnya partner kamam artiay gidal tukoy ra makitel gar rablur belaw sel aygal tokora makitel gara adiagadil affect ringel adal ngi ospe makitel gar direkal affect ta family madirekal community the kira alsel moklo ayga direkal mo uleng moklo pressure ma stress el morar beklaad misel bolway say gideng sabel guk ku uleng ngodar iaad el guk mo orulia toil mo kirela talmalela batangel maluubeng al mo tal baby regel boda ka wu ringil to ko erang armatad magkakngutial te alles wala di OI salwase akuk Ministry of Health and Human Services malolingit talwase trigel ngidil at ngarger mager al wara mo spe angeso al sum to mal mo feel al wara mal under too much stress ma pressure malubeng wara mo ngarngia mo talmalela with the swir agi malolingit talwase la ka mo bes lom kadong resel deng wal 775 talk se ngarngil dengwal 24 hours al service al mo dengwal morngi ngarngi tirgel counselors al enser sel dengwa malguk lwara ngarnya issue raw please mo dengwal mo bol sabi ul adu al tayang asabi el di ul tuy la yidal al adu eng la mo talgib al guk mo ngil basula mo ngil basu malubalak el makro la al waseng next step al guk po tatay ringi amok tega wase kat makaray kay ngasew a ministry ol ngasew ar beklat dia kadil gaygid al adal ngia usperti al makitel gar ar ngarnya family members maringidil al adrablu ngarngi segid al wal wara pressure malklol pressure morngi mortil leng ay gaygid al makitel gar malubeng dil mo tel bebil please allow them one more say give pol sa pedal kay ngasew ar adalong let tial belwa da gegrel belu kita di kau adal maliwek eso adal kay ngasew ar adalong let bolu ule bolungil adalang clear bekla de bolungil basula balwadal roguye maktiduli say give so akal direct di mo mrenga sulira roguil adalaw riora Ministry of Health and Human Services marogui al adalaw riora tial kabal mentra belur belaw ramring lureri rabekal sils al tira oreor al mangatmok laigel provide a service al mortial belur belaw mar adra belur belaw rogui al waisegi de agumrang al wasya next time ya president rigid al amla mira belur belaw nguk motay leader ti al press conference rigide aktim wal moriti igid ya ter nga ma minister obiang ma chief of staff ma elobet ogomeng sure already klutel ngwa ulig yung sa nga director elobet ang langarnya soal mokmonge
First sell Labral morang eura dekal October 17, it's October 18. So, I mean September 18. It's making September 18. Kaya diregel yang gerel moltop ni anu sindi ko mati amak tiob ay sa ada belo lasing sen school FPI Academy la bulam rigel amla o ay sumam lasing ang asanya already lamlo graduate sila last Thursday no si release up ti ay del memory ma akto ay sa sing first mal gara dira ba pero mora set school since they accept our belal mo ang aditaw ang laptop din school ang gagina putta din not to din hindi leab lara physio modona klaseng le follow up on this naklang tel kapilum stira
adra media okay
direct naniya complain na kapuman sugol girela kalia bus lasing tikal brula kalia dia kal food hand they don't have food handlers well why is lasing namornya tewang bus namo through lagi giril requirement giril musibin brula handla al monia say giril babil ngilo set food handlers akto ay sir adra blula se ang nilgi ahmad say ba kal rur tigel bus ngara jela tigegi
okay umeng direktor kay gidal sanya olgri ng lakwo badal melal ngara I guess ngara mo koradro ulel
nga currently chief juvenile delinquency
okay
malmendi continue to soon that
okay sige de nga chief so namongile so malway se klo tal yom pero kamaman roguy Eta daureng asulir adrbela rokui, tolingitak lang tangatara rubak ko Dios ang merabenwar, bar adrbela rokui, yakes conference na di meritiang, emergom, kuman
Sebelum mereka langsung.